Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna guess you've heard of Hornet Silksong before. You may also have heard of reinforcement learning, but if you haven't, here's a very brief and very scientific explanation. This will only take 20 seconds, I promise. In reinforcement learning, we teach a thing how to do a thing by making it do that thing over and over again. When it does what we want, we give it a nice little treat, and when it performs poorly, well, you don't want to know what happens then. Over time, our thing, usually referred to as the agent, should learn what actions to take so that it gets more treats rather than cruel and unusual punishments. That's the goal, anyway. Now, with that out of the way, let's go deeper into what we're actually doing today. Hollow Knight Silksong is a difficult game. False. It's a baby game made for babies. And I will prove this to you here and now by making an AI that is going to absolutely destroy Lacey's hopes and dreams. How am I going to do that? Well, that's a great question. First, we need to define Hornet's brain. How does she decide what to do at any given moment? For this, we'll need a neural network, which is one of these, and the reason we use it is that it looks pretty cool. The way this neural network works is by receiving some values that define the state Hornet finds herself in, and spitting out some other values that define how she acts. It's a simplified example, but imagine Hornet's over here and there is a coin over there. What we'd want is to give Hornet's brain her position and the position of the coin, and then ideally the neuron that corresponds to moving right would light up, so that she runs over to get it. This general idea holds true no matter how complicated the task, state, or potential actions are. Since we're in the business of murder rather than coin collection, we're gonna need to give Hornet a few more options. Specifically, she can move left or right, look up or down, jump, and attack. I didn't give her the dash to keep things a little simpler. I'm sure that will not come back to bite me later. There are several ways to convey information to our agent. The most straightforward would be to just feed frames from the game into it, so it can see and play just like a player would. However, dealing with frames is a little expensive because we need to process so many pixels. Even if our frames are grayscaled and downsized to say 100 by 100, that's still 10,000 values that we would need to process, every fraction of a second. I don't know about you, but I prefer my laptop not on fire. So instead, here's what Hornet will be getting: her position, velocity, and health. Lacey's position, velocity, and health, as well as some values that correspond to which attack Lacey is currently in. I'm sure this will be entirely sufficient and will also not come back to bite me later down the line. Earlier I mentioned her agent receiving a treat when it performs well. This concept is known as a reward, and it is represented as just a single numerical value, either positive or negative, that essentially means how good or bad a certain thing the agent just did was. So if Hornet bonks Lace on the head, we give her a pat on the back. And if she backflips into the lava unprompted, we bust in her kneecaps. So that's the gist of it. I mean, there's a few more technical details. Silksong is made in Unity, and we have a training
blah 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 blah,
which is a policy gradient online algorithm. But anyway, I mean, how difficult could it be? There were a few technical difficulties along the way. I don't want to talk about it. Why aren't you moving? What is going on? Stop running to the right. Why are you beneath the floor? How is this even possible? But with that said and done, I think we're ready to go. Should be smooth sailing from here on out, so I ask you,
are you ready?
alright, never mind, this might take a while, I'll see you in a bit. I think I blacked out. It's been 2 months. Let's see how Hornet is doing. Okay, not horrible. Still need some time in the oven. Let's give it some more time. Now that Hornet has become a little better and is managing to get into the second phase more, I'm realizing a few potential issues. Nothing too major, it's just Hornet can't really see this attack like at all. All she can see is Lace being here and then poof, she's over here now. Whoops. Oh well, at least she can dash out of the way fast enough, right?
I didn't give her the dash to keep things a little simpler. I'm sure that will not come back to bite me later.
Okay, here's the thing. I can't really fix that without completely redefining Hornet's brain, which would mean that we would need to start the training from the beginning. So you're just gonna have to figure this one out on your own, champ. Good stuff, Hornet. Come on, keep it going. No, what are you doing? Just hit her.
7 hours later.
Alright, clean, come on. That's good. Very nice, very nice. Okay, good stuff. Okay, that's fine, it's alright. No big deal, come on, you've got it. Stop jumping into her.
3 days later.
Why do you hate me? Why?
1
Mental breakdown.
later.
Hornet, I think it's time to call it.
Shaw!
Look, I know, but like, it's just not working.
Get the!
I tried, okay? We both tried. I'm not giving up. But maybe we just move on.
I got it!
Do you believe that? Truly?
I did it!
Of course, you're right. We cannot give in now. We've come so far. And when the sun rises, victory will be ours. Thank you, Hornet. You have helped me see the light. Now help me see this through. One last dance. One last dance.
It's the eye of the tiger, it's the copyright strike.
My lawyers have advised me not to continue my rendition of Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, so instead we'll move to a correspondent on the field. How are things looking, Jeff? Well, John, our competitors have both begun rather cautiously. Word from both camps seems to suggest that we're looking at a 50-50 matchup today, and betting patterns seem to reflect that. It's anyone's fight. Thank you, Jeff. Very insightful.